Welcome, everyone, to the third region baseball tournament here from Breckinridge County High School as we have our second game of the day as the Meade County Green Wave from the 11th District will take on the Muhlenberg County Mustangs, the champions of the 10th District. Hello, everyone. My name is John Kennedy. I'm here with Rob Garrett, and we are here for our second game of the day. First one went in favor of Apollo. Apollo will take on the winner of this game in the semifinals tomorrow at 5:30. And we've got ourselves a pretty good matchup on paper here between the Mustangs and the Green Wave. Rob?
Yeah, John, that first game, like you said, Apollo just came out, really put down a marker for repeating in the region. And 23-1 final score. They've advanced to the semifinal, which will happen tomorrow. I'm with you. I think this game is going to be a little more tasty, a little bit better matchup.
Muhlenberg County, again, comes in as the champions of the 10th District. They come in with a 26-7 record. Everything on paper looks to be in their favor as far as they finished the season ranked in the coaches poll at number 18. They were inside the top 20 of RPI rankings in the state of Kentucky this season. Really good season out of the Mustangs. Muhlenberg County, the Green Wave on the other end, Meade County, had a little bit of a struggle throughout the year, lost one of their key players very early in the season with their star pitcher Lucas Hale going down with an injury. They wind up at 19-18 on the season. They were 11th district runners-up. But with all that said, they are still quite a dangerous team offensively. They come in batting at a .307 clip as a team, only allowing an ERA of 3.14. So Meade County trying to keep the runs down in this particular game. Muhlenberg County coming in, scoring about 5.5 runs a game, only allowing 1.5 runs on the pitching end. So both these teams probably looking for a low-scoring affair. Maybe a quicker pace game that you would see out of both of these clubs.
Yeah, and before the first game, John, you highlighted two things that are going to make a difference in games at this level, and that's good pitching, good defense. And Grayson County just unfortunately just couldn't get either really working. They went through almost their whole roster of pitchers looking for that magic connection, and it just wasn't happening. And then defensively, they had several plays that may be considered routine, ended up being maybe a throwing error or pulling somebody off the bag. And so it was always going to take a great performance, and it will in this game too. But that defense and pitching, we'll see which of these teams wants to kind of step it up on that level.
Muhlenberg County, postseason-wise, they knocked off Ohio County in the championship game of the 10th District to punch their ticket here to the third region tournament. Meade County knocked off Hancock County in the first round of the 11th District tournament by a final score of 8-0, and then lost a 1-0 pitcher's duel to Breckinridge County in the championship game. The pitcher of that game, Austin Stansberry, went the full way for the Green Wave. He'll be the one on the hill for Meade County today. For Muhlenberg County, they're going to counter with Sumner Shelton, who is coming in with 26 innings pitched, only allowing 15 hits over those 26 innings, a .81 ERA for the senior pitcher. And looks like on paper we're going to have a good pitching matchup. On paper, these two teams kind of mirror one another as far as offensive production is concerned. Again, it just boils down to who can make the plays and who puts the pressure on the most.
Yeah, Apollo in the first game jumped out to an early lead, 2-0 in the top of the first. Grayson County never recovered, and really it was the first three batters for Apollo that they all got hits. So that was it's not a game that's going to be over after one inning, but I believe I heard it might have been I don't remember who it was over on press row. I won't name names, but I think someone said, well, once it was 2-0, I knew we were done, or I knew it was over.
And they weren't wrong. It was one of those things where perfection was needed. It didn't happen. In this game, you got a little bit more wiggle room, but between these two teams, Meade County and Muhlenberg County. Muhlenberg comes in probably as the favorite, but anything can happen once the pitch is put in play, and we'll see how things shake out. As far as Meade County is concerned, they'll send Stansberry to the plate first. Grayson Rhodes will bat second. Jeffrey Johnson batting third. Aiden Bratcher, the catcher, bats fourth. Josiah Pierce batting fifth. John Honecker batting sixth. Bennett Hobbs batting seventh. Gavin Brown batting eighth, and Talon Ledford batting ninth. A lineup that boasts only one senior in the lineup for Meade County. Lots of sophomores and juniors peppered throughout that Meade County lineup. And again, missing probably their biggest power threat, Lucas Hale, who's out with I believe had Tommy John surgery earlier this season. Defensively for Muhlenberg County, they'll send Maddox Jernigan out to left field, Eli DeBoer into center field, and right field will be Dalton Bregace. At third base, we'll see Cartwright. Talon Cartwright will be at third base. Carver Rice is the shortstop. At second base, we have Cortland Holmes. At first base, Logan Thomas. And the battery for Muhlenberg County catching will be Colton Carver, and the pitcher, the senior Sumner Shelton, lots of seniors and juniors throughout this lineup as they post 6 seniors and 3 juniors in that starting lineup, the hitting lineup that is.
I think I remember Maddox Jernigan from the basketball season.
Yes.
That name has a familiar ring.
One of their leading scorers for the Mustangs throughout the basketball season. So pitching-wise for Muhlenberg County, they're if we're just judging it based off of innings pitched, which that usually gives a pretty good idea of where the team feels comfortable with people.
Yes.
This is the fourth man in their innings pitched. He's still a senior though, so it's Shelton's somebody that has thrown some big innings for Muhlenberg, but starting off with him against Meade County, and just like the first game for Apollo, it was important to start out quick and try to end things quick. For Meade County, it's important to start out quick, jump out as far as you can, and then just try to hold on.
Right, and looking at our ratio here of strikeouts to balls, or to walks, I should say, I believe Shelton is cooking on that one. What is that?
It's almost 5-1. Yeah.
That's a 26 strikeouts to 4 walks. So that's pretty good. Only 4 walks all season in 26 innings of work.
Yeah, Muhlenberg as a team only walking about 2.5 batters per game. So if you're Meade County, which they statistically have swung the bat really well as a team, 307, you should be looking in the zone for a pitch, and the first pitch is outside for ball 1, and we are underway. Stansberry takes the second pitch for a call strike, and we are even in the count, 1-1 to the leadoff hitter, Austin Stansberry.
Yeah, sorry, John.
Go ahead.
So we've switched personnel behind the plate as well from the first game.
I believe all 4 have. Yeah, we have new umpires all over the place. So
that's a shame. I figured they'd want to get a good payday.
I have a feeling that we may see some of those guys a little bit later, as they'll maybe rotate them throughout our 4 games that we have here today. Swing and a miss by Stansberry, and he is retired on strikes. First out of the top of the first.
I always say start as you mean to go on, and for Shelton, strike out in the first at bat. You're a pitcher. That's got to feel good.
Being able to find the zone immediately out of the bullpen, that's important. You get that feel. You know you can put it in there. You know you can throw it past him, as that one a little bit of a change of pace there gets Grayson Rhodes out in front of it for strike 1. Fastball in just south of 80 miles an hour, swung through and missed. The left-hander Grayson Rhodes. And tries to take it outside. That one breaks away from the left-handed batter, and for ball 1. 1-2 pitch. Took something off of that one, and Rhodes out in front of it.
Making quick work of the green wave.
2 batters, 2 strikeouts. That's can't draw this startup much better if you're the senior Sumner Shelton.
Yeah, I'm not a pitcher, but I have struck out a few times, so I can relate to the batters from this opening inning.
And with Shelton, he's not throwing a whole lot of pitches. He is in the strike zone as that one goes in for strike 1. The Meade County hitters not seeing a lot of extra pitches here. 0-1 pitch, that one up in the zone. Evens count at 1-1. Just underway here in our second game as that ball is ripped into left field. That's going to get down in the gap. And rounding first and heading into second base is Jeffrey Johnson with a 2-out double.
Well, that's one way to show that your team's here to play. Shelton having made quick work of the top 2. Johnson says, well, there are 2 teams playing today.
Pretty good at bat there to wait on a breaking pitch there in the zone, waited back on it, and drove it right in between the left and center fielder. And Aiden Bratcher, the catcher for Meade County, will step to the plate, part of the 11th District All-Tournament team. Had a couple of hits in that championship game against Breckinridge County as the first pitch is taken on the outside corner for a call, strike.
It's a good stat. You got part of the all-tournament team. You've done your research. Very nice.
Just happened to be one of those nuggets that I remembered from calling the game last Tuesday as that one.
Hey, experience counts.
I probably got it written down somewhere in my book as well. So, no, I only wrote down Breckinridge County's people, but I was only working for the home team that night. 0-2 count to Bratcher, and that one's high and away. Tries to get him to chase, but too far out of the zone for Bratcher to offer.
What are your thoughts on that 0-2 pitch, kind of like a free pitch, get him to go after it?
With somebody in the middle of the order, that's a pitch that I'm okay kind of wasting like he did there. It sets up that breaking ball that just misses. It changes the batter's eye level. It gives them an opportunity to maybe be off of the next pitch. If you're lower in the order, then 0-2, go after him. Go ahead and get that guy out if you can. As Shelton is able to get his 3rd strikeout of the inning as he goes with the high cheese, and Bratcher is retired for the 3rd out. So nothing happening for Meade County. They do get a hit and leave one on. Muhlenberg will come to hit in the bottom half of the inning here.
Yeah, they'll get a chance to kind of show, looking at it on paper, because we spoke about this in the first game, you don't win the game on paper. It's not really a game you play on paper. But statistically, I think looking from the outside in, Muhlenberg would be the team favored, although maybe not by much or how that's going to go. 26-7, a great record, ranked number 18 is that in the state rankings right there for the Mustangs?
Yes, that's the coaches ranking, and I think they are, if they're not the same ranking in the RPI, they are really close. They're actually 17 in the state's RPI, which again has its merits, has its drawbacks, but still nonetheless everybody's kind of ranked on the same system there, and they are 18th in the state 17th in the state in that one. So they'll send the top of their order here, DeBoer, Jernigan, and Thomas to the plate, and they'll face Austin Stansberry. Stansberry comes in throwing 60 innings for Meade County. Meade County actually had 2 pitchers that have thrown exactly 60 innings. They go with Stansberry this time out, allowed 59 hits in those 60 innings, struck out 61, walked 34. So right around a 2-to-1 ratio there for strikeouts to walk.
As a pitcher, John, you may be able to speak to this. Are there some days where it feels like no matter what's going on, it's just going right, like you just have a good day?
there are definitely days where you feel like you can control whatever you're doing. You can put that breaking ball right where you want it. You can put that fastball right where you want it. And sometimes those are the days that you get hit more. It's surprising that the days that you feel like you have your best command, the other team just has a way of hitting you. And then there's days where you don't feel like you could drop it in the ocean if you were in the middle of if you were in the boat in the middle of the Atlantic, but you still find a way to get outs, and you fight your way through starts like that. So it's kind of a give and take relationship, as that's a breaking ball for a call strike from the right-hander Stansberry. So it looked like Shelton is on his game in the top half of the inning. We'll see how Stansberry is as 2 consecutive breaking balls, as Eli DeBoer, the leadoff hitter here, down an 0-2 count.
Yeah, he got a chance to see if he'd love to match Shelton, 3 strikeouts in the inning.
That breaking ball spoiled. Good pitch, but DeBoer does just enough to stay alive in the at-bat. A .421 hitter in the leadoff position for Muhlenberg County. So
that's impressive.
11 extra base hits, 2 of which.
Ooh, rung him up.
Not sure if the home plate umpire ended up calling that one or if they appealed it down to first really quick, but that is strikeout number 1.
And that's a confidence booster for Meade County and Stansberry on the mound. Guy hitting .421 sits down without really too much trouble.
And the easiest way to play defense is to strike everybody out. I don't know if
oh, I would love it. I'd love that.
It's maybe not the most fun thing if you're standing out there for a few innings and there's nothing but strikeouts, but you don't make a whole lot of errors when you strike out lots of batters. As quickly ahead in the count, Stansberry is 0-2 to Maddox Jernigan. And a breaking ball swung on and missed. Bratcher with a good job of blocking that one up, throws over to first base in time, and he's 2/3 the way there of matching Shelton.
Ooh.
Now batting the first baseman, number 19, Logan Thomas.
I was actually in a Little League game one time where I had our pitcher threw a no-hitter. That's pretty cool. You ever do that?
I don't think I ever did. I like to think that I was good, but, memory makes you feel a whole lot better than you actually were sometimes.
Memories. They're good stuff. Live in the memories.
Ooh, Stansberry goes on the outside corner and just misses there. 1-1 count. As that breaking ball coming out of Stansberry's hand has looked good so far. And he throws another one. Thomas started the bat, but holds it up.
You talked about having that command. If you feel like you can put it where you want it, be a real boon for the day.
He's not missing by much. He is just right off the corners there, but 3-1 count now. And the pitch hit towards short. Johnson up with it. The throw across is a little bit wild, but a good job over there by Rhodes to come off and apply the tag. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Green Wave defense has us with no score after 1. Green Wave with 1 hit and Muhlenberg with nothing so far. So good start defensively for both teams.
And a fast inning as games go, especially with our first game. Apollo made some of those innings feel rather lengthy, but that was quick. It's only 1:15.
Yeah, normally I write down the start time. I forgot to this time. I was just in such a mode to get going, but yeah, those two teams, when you're throwing a whole lot of strikes and they're not just very hittable pitches, both these guys have thrown pitches in the zone that either you're not going to make great contact with or you're not going to make contact at all, as Meade County found. Well, I guess both teams, there were 5 strikeouts in that first inning. Yeah, these innings tend to go by a little quicker when that happens. So
that's part of the unpredictable time nature of this game. You really never know with the game. Now, we've got enough time blocked off between this and the next game which will be Owensboro Catholic, Edmondson County. That's 4 o'clock start time scheduled. But, I mean, even then, this game could go extra innings and just bump the schedule.
Yeah, we had over in the ninth district, they had in their championship game ended up going 9 innings. It was a great game. I got to listen to that one through one of our other groups that are down here with us right now. They did a great job with that game. And the Meade County, Breck County game, it was an extremely quick game in the championship game for the 11th district, but that was basically one hit away from going to extra innings. Breck County was just able to find something to break through. So you never know when these two teams make it out there. One ball goes one way and we're playing a whole lot longer, or it ends things a little quicker as that ball is fouled into the catcher's mitt. And a 1-2 count to the center fielder, Josiah Pierce.
That's another potentially quick at bat.
Yep, he takes it right down the middle for strike 3.
We're barely having time to say who's in there hitting for both teams.
John Honecker, the third baseman for Meade County, will step up. Now, talking again, I was at the 11th district championship, so I remember quite a bit of that. As first pitch swinging, lifts it into right field, shallow right field, but the right fielder Burgess is going to take over there and catches it for the second out of the inning.
You like to see that call off too. It's very, I got it, and then weaving away. No comedy reel collision there, but that was just a one pitch at bat. It's a good thing you mentioned Honecker before he got in the box. You were going to say something about the championship.
He played a really good job, or he did a really good job defensively. He limited, probably took 2 or 3 runs off the board for Breck County defensively, but in the long run, they weren't able to put any on the board. So 1-0 game is how that one ended. But Bennett Hobbs, the only senior in the Meade County lineup, now up, a 1-1 count to him. And he swings and right back up the middle. Shortstop with a diving play to knock it down, but not going to have a chance to retire Hobbs. And another a 2-out hit gives Meade County a runner with 2 outs.
Okay. Well, if the pattern repeats itself, this will be a strikeout. But I'm sure that Gavin Brown is going to say patterns are for quilts. Should be a routine throw over. There it goes. Fast game so far.
Just a little squib over there to first base, and the pitcher does a good job of covering. That's a play that when it's made, it's routine. It looks like it should. It looks like an easy out. But if the pitcher doesn't get over in time, if there's a bad transfer between those, that could end up being a run depending on how bad of a throw it is. But good job there by Shelton and Thomas to execute that play, get them out of the inning, and back to the bat racks as we have no score after an inning and a half.
And Honecker and Brown both only one pitch faced in their at-bats as they recorded those outs. That's got to be good for the pitch count. But again, with Shelton in there, I don't know. We talked about how he's thrown the 4th most innings, so they've got more in reserve. I mean, I'm really excited as things go to see how these teams figure out these pitchers. Because that's the you can have a great pitcher, but sooner or later you got to score a run to win the game.
Exactly, and you keep battling, you keep seeing pitches. That was one thing that again, back to the district championship game, Meade County, they saw a ton of extra pitches. Gavin Brown, for example, he had 2 at-bats that went over 10 pitches. So he ran the pitch count up against Breckinridge County, did a really good job of it. Ultimately, it didn't result in a run, but that's something that if you keep fighting, maybe you knock that pitcher out of the game. You see a new arm. That new arm is something that you feel like you can hit a little bit better. So these at-bats, even though they've gotten out early in those at-bats, a a little bit different attack for Meade County, just trying to go after something they think they can hit. Dinkin Addis, the designated hitter, first pitch fouled off. The next one runs just inside for ball one, and we're even at 1-1. Addis, a 274 hitter, 3 home runs on the season. As Stansberry flips a breaking ball in there, but a little bit low for ball 2.
Yeah, it looks kind of like the wind is blowing straight out.
Yeah, we had just a little bit of a breeze out towards right field in our first game. This second game, a little bit stiffer, pretty much straight out, according to the American flag that we have out there by the scoreboard. Breaking ball hit towards third base. Honecker up with it. The throw across to Rhodes in time for the first out of the inning, 5-3.
Could be our first day with our first ever barn shot.
Now batting the pitcher, number
You would need the
2,
wind
Del-
to make that connection, I would think.
So 1 away, and now pitcher Sumner Sheldon up at the plate, and he takes the first pitch, fastball high.
It's got to be a good feeling as a pitcher if you can help yourself at the plate, I would imagine.
Yeah, every now and then you get that opportunity to, if you have people on base, to kind of drive them in, or you can get yourself on. And then the good thing about being a pitcher, at least in my recollection, was I could get on base and then let somebody run for me with those courtesy runners. So
yeah.
that was what I always looked forward to. 3-0 pitch right down the middle for strike 1.
Are you ever going to swing at a 3-0 yourself? Or if you were coaching, would you?
If I was coaching, I don't think I coached very many players that I would say they had a green light to swing on 3-0. Now, there are definitely a few of them that we're going to see throughout the day that go ahead and let her rip, young man. But 3-2 pitches hit up the middle off the diving glove of Gavin Brown at second base and into center field. And Muhlenberg County collects their first hit off the bat of
Now
Shelton.
batting the third baseman, number 14, Talon Cartwright.
Talon Cartwright, the third baseman, will come up to hit. We do have a courtesy runner coming in here, 35.
Courtesy
Slayton
runner,
Teague.
Mustangs, number 35.
Slayton Teague. I always like to look at the stats for the courtesy runner and see how many steals they have. You only got 1 on the season.
As I was going through these, there was one that I could tell was a courtesy runner and ended up scoring more than 10 times as a courtesy runner. So
Wow.
that's
Let's see.
impressive when you're able to get on base, not by your doing, but then you can score for that person. So
Yeah, Teague's got, looks like no runs this season. He'd love to get his first now.
absolutely.
Little ways to go.
Cartwright down 0-2, breaking ball back up the middle. That's going to be a hit. Center fielder Pierce fields it and gets it in. And back-to-back singles from the Mustangs have them in business here.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Dalton
It was
Taylor.
just a little thing, but in that action, Teague sort of stopped midway to second base. I don't know if he was thinking might be caught, or I don't know if he's what he's doing, but he ended up getting there safely. But I must be watching that if he's headed home in a little bit. No time for hesitation there.
Well, as you mentioned that, I saw the outfielders kind of move in here as we had a nice little gust of breeze come up behind us. We're up against the press box here behind home plate. And so for breeze to come up behind us, it had to be a pretty good one there. 1-1 count to the right fielder, Burgess. 1 out. Pitch from Stansberry is fouled off to the right. Now 2 strikes.
Watch out windshields with that one. I always listen for a light. Nothing there.
I think we avoided them all in the first game. And
We did.
1-2 pitch from Stansberry It's taken. Strike 3 called. And a second out here in the second inning. Meade County now just needing one out to escape this jam as the catcher, Colton Carver, left-handed batter, steps up. Stansbury gets his sign. And the first offering is outside for ball 1.
I wasn't too far away from the called third strike, but maybe a little bit further outside.
A little bit high there.
And Carver in there with that left-handed stance, you're going to see the ball from the right-handed pitcher. Just gets that different perspective when you're opposite. But he'd be used to it.
Ideally, as a the righty-lefty matchup is more ideal because you see the ball a little bit longer. But at this age, you see a ton of right-handed pitching, so you might be more comfortable as a right-hander seeing another right-hander, or
that's
in
true.
this case as a lefty seeing another right-hander just like normal. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Big cut there by Carver trying to untie this game with that swing.
If a ball hit up in the air with the flag blowing the way it is, it could carry.
Full count pitch here to Carver. Swing and a miss, and Stansbury works his way out of a jam and keeps this thing at a scoreless tie.
I think in the first game we were still in the first inning at this point. But we've got 2 on the books now. Each team with 2 hits. A lot of 2s. Second game of the day, there's another 2.
2s are wild right now.
Oh.
As we move to the third. Just to spoil everything there, so.
Well, if I got a couple 2s and then a 3, I got 3 3s. If 2s are wild.
Oh, there you go. Didn't think about that. 3 of a kind.
That'll win a hand sometimes. But anyway, the matchup on the mound, I'm really digging it. I like to watch a pitcher go to work, and 4 strikeouts so far for Stansbury, and 4 strikeouts so far for Shelton. That's pretty good.
Both have allowed those 2 hits. No, I was about to say no walks. Yeah, no walks surrendered from either team. So, yeah, these are the type of games that when you get to a region tournament that you want to see more often. You want to see pitchers throwing strikes. You want to see defense playing well. Balls that are in the zone that are hittable. Both teams have done a good job of hitting those pitches. But both lineups are about to go through for the second time, so we'll see if things change up that second time through. No score here as we enter the top of the third. And the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Meade County will come to the plate. Talon Ledford leading things off for Meade County. And this is a big lefty that can put a charge into the ball, but also has a strikeout bug every now and then. And by that, I mean he's struck out about 50 times. Shows bunt.
Okay.
First pitch, and it's a foul ball.
That was against the whole script.
Yeah, I've seen him take nothing but big hacks all season long, and then bunt. Maybe he's trying to deke him here as the third baseman has come in. And a pitch outside. They are trying to stay away from him here.
Yeah, his next strikeout would be his 50th. There it is. There's the cut you're talking about.
He is not going to get cheated on that. If he makes contact, it goes a long way, but Junior swings at the breaking pitch and comes up empty, and that is strikeout number 5 for Shelton on the game.
And that was, I wonder, I would imagine he's obviously getting that call to bunt from the coaching staff, because I don't think that'd be is that any player's I'm not that fast. Maybe for a fast guy, I think let me go lay down a bunt, but I just want to swing.
Back in my day,
It's all right.
yeah, it's been a few years since I coached, but when we coached against Meade County was very strategic about laying bunts down, essentially saying we're just going to put the ball right out here. You have to defend it. And they had turf field before really anybody did. So they were able to kind of use that to their advantage as Stansbury strikes out for the second time today. 6th strikeout of the game for Shelton now.
Now batting the first baseman, number 13, Grayson Rhodes.
And Grayson Rhodes now up, but they would try to apply that pressure. So you would see all kinds of hitters, guys that could take it over the fence, lay down bunts.
Okay.
1 through 9 that they would do that against certain teams, and I'm sure that certain team was us quite a bit. But I remember it felt like being bunted to death, death by 1,000 cuts. But,
yes.
they've kind of gone away from that a little bit here more recently, more of a traditional try to put the ball in play type team. But Grayson Rhodes swings at that one. Now 1-2 count against him.
Being in a hole against Shelton has not been a good thing to have happen so far. He is ringing him up.
Just absolutely pounding the zone here so far, and that one misses low. 2-2 count as Carver blocks that one back behind home plate. 2-2 pitch from Shelton is inside.
His first full count of the day.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the side.
Headed for the seats.
Just past the Muhlenberg County section over here, which is nice and full.
Oh, yeah. They brought a lot.
Good crowd from both teams traveling from Muhlenberg and Meade County here on Memorial Day. Full count pitch, swing and a miss, and Rhodes is retired. Strikes out the side here in the third, and we still have no score after 2.5 innings.
I don't want to sound lazy, but I enjoyed playing with a pitcher that was getting a lot of strikeouts because I didn't have to do anything defensively. Just kind of like, how about another one?
Keep going.
Yeah. Don't have to do much.
The only problem is when those strikeouts kind of dry up, which usually they do towards the middle parts of the game. The other team has seen the guy a couple of times, but when they dry up, is everybody still paying attention whenever the ball gets put in play? So
it feels like a personal attack.
I'm not.
We never shared the diamond together.
That is true.
In the day. But I would have tried to be aware for you. Just strike them out, man.
Yeah. It makes the game a whole lot easier. And both of these pitchers have done a good job of doing that. As Muhlenberg will send up their 9-1-2 hitters here against Stansbury. Stansbury with I've got him with 4 strikeouts after 2 innings, and I've got Shelton with 7. 3, 6, 7. Yeah. So pitcher's duel here early, as I didn't write down the start time, but I made it up. I'm going to say it started at 1:05.
Yes. We're not even 30 minutes in. About 20 seconds from that.
So 9-1-2. Cortland Holmes, Eli DeBoer, and Maddox Jernigan up for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score. We're in our second game of the 3rd region tournament here from Breckinridge County. First pitch swung on and hit to short. Johnson plays back on it. Throw across. Good arm. Gets him in time. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Now both teams sort of falling prey to that 1 pitch out. Saw it happened a couple times with Meade County in the 2nd inning. Now the Holmes grounding out on that first pitch. So this will be as we return to the top, see if Muhlenberg can figure out the pitching.
And that's a fastball, 82 miles an hour, swung through and missed.
A little breeze.
We're in a nice tinted little area here behind home plate. Out of
Lovely.
the sun.
Yeah. Shade. Breeze. Foul ball.
I'd like to thank all the folks that got all this set up for us.
Oh,
It
definitely, yeah.
looks wonderful back here. Especially like to thank Mr. Chad Johnston for all the work that he does as that ball is swung on and missed. Second out of the inning.
And I think DeBoer you'd had long odds on him striking out twice in his first plate appearances, being such a prominent hitter.
421 hitter. It had only struck out 16 times on the season, and that's 2 today. Swung on and missed by Jernigan there. Oh, 1 breaking ball swept all the way through the zone and out for ball 1.
That's our first crowd roar from this game. Always fun.
The folks in green in descent on that one, but he's going to get a ground ball to short. Johnson up with it. The throw a little high, and a good job by Rhodes to go up and get it. Tries to apply the tag, but it shoots out of his glove, and Jernigan is going to be safe on the throwing error. And you got to look at Grayson Rhodes now and hope that wrist is okay. He came down hard on the back of Jernigan. If he had held onto the ball, probably an out.
Definitely, yeah.
But
he had him tagged.
Yeah, we'll have a throwing error there on the shortstop that allows Jernigan to reach.
And that we talked before the game. What was it? It was in the before the game and in the first inning. The pitcher covering the bag. You talked about it looking routine.
Yes,
that was a play that you would probably file under routine. Just throw it first, but the high throw, and when it was not that it didn't execute well. Now there's a base runner. You maybe have a little doubt in the mind because they should have been in the dugout here.
We'll see if Muhlenberg can take advantage of it. Logan Thomas hit a ground ball to shortstop his last time up, a breaking ball on the outside corner for a call strike. Good pitch there by Stansberry to get ahead in the count. Very short lead by Jernigan over at first, and a fastball must have been just a bit high. Looked like about a belt-high fastball right down the middle, but ball 1. 1-1 count in the dirt. Jernigan off of first base, kind of in no man's land. A throw there by Bratcher, a good throw, but Jernigan able to get back in time, and now a 2-1 count to the 3-hitter Logan Thomas. Pitch inside, now 3-1. And Muhlenberg County.
It's kind of starting to. Meade County needs to tighten it up as Muhlenberg could get something going here.
Breaking ball misses, and that's ball 4.
Should be ball 4, yeah.
Yeah, Bratcher was throwing it as Jernigan was off with the pitch. Doesn't matter as Thomas reaches on the walk.
Now batting the DH number 32, Deacon Addis.
And Deacon Addis grounded out to third base his first time up.
And you spoke of his ability with one swing. He's got 3 home runs on the season. Favorable wind.
Takes a breaking ball, just missed, and I think both Stansberry and Bratcher took a extra beat there, wondering where that one missed at. But the count 1-0. Stansberry back with the ball. The pitch misses. And as good as that breaking ball was in the first couple of innings, being able to throw it for a strike, that has kind of left him right now. And Bratcher goes out to the pitcher's mound to have a little meeting there.
Chat. Let's think back to that grounder to short that wasn't a clean play. When you're a pitcher, do you assume that's an out? Like when you see it fielded cleanly, you just kind of already think, all right, I'm out of this inning?
It's easy to kind of just let that assumption happen, and once that happens, it's easy to just kind of discount the rest of the inning as Stansbury does a good job of inducing a ground ball there. Brown flips it over to Johnson at second base to get Logan Thomas for the third out, and that was a good job of being able to refocus Stansbury was, and that is going to be the end of the inning. So Muhlenberg had probably a good chance there with the error to try to push something across, but Meade County does their job to keep things even.
And that was talking about playing a team that's on paper a little bit better. It got out of that one. Meade County kind of escaped that potential hiccup. Just can't be doing that anymore.
There's only so many times you can flirt with fire before it starts burning you. That may have been Meade County's one flirt that they can get away with. Of course, Muhlenberg, I'm just thrown off right now. They're playing the Baby Shark
Baby
song.
Shark is ringing through the the fields of Harnan, Kentucky.
There's been few missteps from Breckinridge County so far hosting this thing. This this might be the one on the list. So, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it as we have an even game here through three. No score, no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for Meade County. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Muhlenberg. So everything going well for both teams. I guess they'd prefer some offense, but if they're not going to have any offense, they'd prefer not to give up any runs.
Mm-hmm. Trying to look for maybe some children, see if anybody was actually dancing along. Saw nobody. So that was, like you say, a big whiff on the let's play Baby Shark.
I think the Baby Shark train has left the station, hopefully.
Trying to think of was there even a Baby Shark equivalent back in the 1990s? Let's not go too far in the Wayback Machine.
Well, we had the Achy Breaky Heart. I don't know.
Yeah.
If that wasn't necessarily a kid's song, but
it was popular.
it was more popular than it should have been, I think.
Yes. My PE teacher would sing that all the time, just scream it. It was
a pitch swinging there, hit into right field, and a leadoff single for Jeffrey Johnson.
He's got 2 hits today. Had a double in his first at-bat.
Kind of atoning for that error that he made in the bottom half of the third. Now it gives Meade County a chance to maybe dent the scoreboard first.
Yeah, it's the best way to do that. Leave it in the past and go make a positive contribution.
Shows bunt. Bratcher does. It gets down. The third baseman is going to be the only one with the play. Picks it up as Cartwright to the first baseman, Thomas, for the out. Johnson does move up.
Just for a second, I thought he might have looked to second, but he did not. That would have been an unexpected choice. But because that bunt, he got on it pretty quickly, fielded it quickly, but took the sure thing.
Ideally, you want to get that bunt down, not pop it up. It was popped up just a touch, but it got down in front of the third baseman. Realized maybe the only play he had was to the first base bag. And with the catcher running, he probably knew he had just maybe a tick more than normal to make that throw. So Josiah Pierce struck out looking his first time up. Meade County looking to score the first run of the game. They have a runner at second with 1 out. Now a 2-0 count to their starting center fielder.
Looks like he's got some kind of hood coming out of his uniform in the back, maybe.
One of those short sleeve hoodies, I believe, as that one's taken for a strike. Definitely not full hoodie weather today, as we're currently sitting about 78 degrees. Nice bright sun out here in Harned today. 2-1 pitch to Pierce is popped up to the right side. Right fielder Bergase is given chase, and it is actually just foul. That ended up getting a whole lot closer to that fair foul pole than I think most anybody here anticipated.
Yeah, even Pierce kind of took a couple steps and stopped. But it was a close one.
So 2-2 count here as Josiah Pierce gets another crack at it. Sumner Shelton in probably the most pressure situation that he's had in the game so far, as that breaking ball misses low and runs the count full.
I think he just wanted to up the pressure for himself even more.
Yeah, that way it looks more impressive if he's able to get out of it. I have a feeling his coach is not a fan. Next pitch swung on, popped straight back.
Uh-oh. Test the tent.
Oh, no, it cleared our position here right behind home plate.
Because really, we can't see the sky right above us from here. So when they all looked back, I was like, is this it? They were calling for large hail last night, but nothing baseball size.
No, and I've been hit by a baseball, but usually I see it, as that's a outside corner call strike, and Pierce down for the second time looking, and that's the second out of the inning.
Third baseman, number 21, John Honecker.
John Honecker, the third baseman, flew out to right field on one pitch his last time up.
Surely you think maybe just take one. Just take one.
It'd have to be one that you feel like you can drive if you're going to swing at the first pitch here. And it is a little bit low for ball one.
It's not bad to take a pitch and have it be a ball.
Looked like it would have been, looked like it was close to the strike zone there, but not where the catcher was set up. So didn't get the call. He'll get the call on this one as it evens at 1-1.
We're not even an hour into this one yet, and right on the cusp of having 3 innings in the book. Very quick pace.
Meade County with one of their best chances to put runs on the scoreboard here in the 4th inning, as Jeffrey Johnson stands at second base. Reached on a single, was moved over with a sacrifice bunt. And that one skied into right field. Keep going back. It's going back, and it is caught by Brigus, and that will end the inning. That ball just kept drifting back and back, and he reached that teal glove up there and made the catch for the 3rd out of the inning.
I like that glove. I saw him with it earlier. Nothing routine about that, because like you say, the ball started to carry. And we started thinking maybe, how far is that going to go to opposite field from Honecker? But able to secure a somewhat acrobatic catch in right field.
That is, especially with this type of wind, as it is whipping around right now, a fly ball, anything that gets high up in the air is going to be a little bit more of an adventure than it was earlier in the day. But good job there for Muhlenberg County to get out of that jam and avoid giving up a run, and now their chance to try to take the lead in the bottom half of the inning.
Yeah, and I think I misspoke earlier. I said 3 innings. I meant to say half the game. The game in the book now. And whoever's on the aux up in the – we had Baby Shark, and now we've got some John Prine, Paradise, song called Paradise, which references Muhlenberg County. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River, where Paradise lay? I saw the Muhlenberg County fans looking over, smiling and nodding. So it's like, what's going on up there? What'll be next? What's a good song about a green wave?
I have a feeling that if there is one, that it has not been played in Breckinridge County in quite a while. No offense to our neighbors in the Eastern Time Zone, but. Not a whole lot of love lost there. There's a lot of competitive rivalry between the two. So Aiden Bratcher chasing after that pop-up, and it kicks off his glove. And that's going to give our hitter, Sumner Shelton, another chance here. As that looked like a one-pitch out. But again, with that wind and coming out of that catcher's position to catch a pop-up is a very difficult task in and of itself. With the wind blowing that ball, actually blew it more towards where the first baseman would have made that play. But he kind of gave way to Bratcher, the catcher, and unfortunately for the Green Wave, they do not secure that out.
Yeah, and he kept his mask on, too, when he was tracking it.
1-2 count as that pitch is fouled off to the right.
But see, it's easy to say, well, if he'd take his mask off, you know what to say about hindsight.
It's pretty good vision from what I hear.
I wish I had that on my prescription.
1-2 pitch hit into right field, and Bennett Hobbs catches it, does a little hop out there. The little Hobbs hop, I think,
okay.
I think we're going to brand that.
The Hobbs hop. That would be the dictionary definition, a jump when not necessary to secure an out. Hey.
It was one of those that I guess he thought it was going to keep rising, and it just sunk right down to him. And a little bit of theatrics on that out as this first pitch is lifted high and deep into right field, and it's going to get down. Pierce up with it and throws it in, and Talon Cartwright with a one-out double. And again, another one of those balls that gets hit, doesn't look like it's going to be much of anything, and it winds up landing right on the warning track.
That was a first pitch swing as well. So now, similarly, this inning, this half of the inning, Muhlenberg County with that runner on second base, one out. Let's see what they can do with it.
Briggett's first pitch swinging is down the third baseline. They're going to wave the runner home, and he's going to score. They fake the throw home. The throw to second is safe, as I believe the ball came out there. The tag was on time, but the ball comes out. Briggs is going to wind up at second base. Talon Cartwright scores, and Muhlenberg has a 1-0 lead.
I think the umpire was about to call an out until the ball did creep out.
Yeah, he pointed at the play twice. Once went to kind of make the pump fist for an out, and then saw the ball rolling around and threw up the safe sign. So Briggs with the good defensive play to end the top of the fourth, now with an RBI single, and Muhlenberg County with a 1-0 lead. And Meade County, Stansberry throws the first pitch for a strike there, trying to limit the damage here because runs look to be at a premium right now.
Thinking about Shelton, he's got that ERA under 1.
That pitch swung on and fouled off there by Carver. Chasing after it, there was Honecker. I thought that one was well out of play. But, again, that Oakland Coliseum-esque foul territory that we talked about in the first inning or first game shows itself there.
Any other, with that ballpark set to be not used, any other, who's going to be the new giant foul territory Major League Park?
I don't know that there's very many of those that exist anymore. They've kind of moved the crowd a little bit closer, put that safety netting up around everywhere, so you get them closer to the action, you can charge them more money. I'm sure that's the business plan there, but
what a wholesome contribution to America's pastime.
Yeah, nothing like trying to gouge the mom and pops out of a couple more dollars to get them to a ball game. Ball misses high and away, 1-2. 1-2 count to the catcher, Colton Carver, struck out his first time up. And a breaking ball that doesn't come out of the chute just right, 2-2 count. Two balls, two strikes. Ground ball to first. Rhodes is going to field it, step on the bag himself. Burgess does move up to third on the play.
Now batting the second baseman, number 15.
And Cortland Holmes, the 9-hitter in the Mustang order, will come to the plate, grounded out to shortstop his last time up. And first pitch swinging, hits it to Brown at second base. Brown up with it over to Rhodes in time. And they mitigate the damage at just 1 run here, as Muhlenberg now with a 1-run lead after 4 innings. And a pretty good ball game that we got here between these two.
Yeah, 1 run may end up being enough with the way that Shelton has started the game. Meade County has had a few moments of threatening, particularly Johnson. He's got a couple hits, and they were able to get a runner to second base last time around. But it's surely when you're out there and you know you're against a pitcher who does have good stuff going, there'll be a little, I don't want to say panic, but at least maybe a few extra nerves, like, because you don't have to do it right now. But that temptation to get it back immediately, coupled with an already great performance from Shelton, could cause maybe a little butterflies. Maybe, but they're used to it.
Yeah, you don't want to push yourself too far to push yourself out of the things that you can do. It's an important time for Meade County and their coaching staff to kind of reset their guys, be like, listen, stay within yourself, do these things that you know you can do. If you can hit the ball the other way, hit the ball the other way. If you can lay down a bunt, we're going to ask you to lay down a bunt. But if you're a guy that's really good at bunting, don't think you're going to hit one out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not one that there's not very many home run hitters in their lineup right now. There's a couple that can get a hold of one and definitely in this kind of weather drive one out. But it's important to stay within yourself at this point. And for Muhlenberg County, same thing applies. You know, we have a 1-run lead, but it may be even better for you to think, okay, we're still in a tie ball game.
Sure.
We're still playing with a sense of urgency that we need to keep things status quo. We can't afford to give up any more runs.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how things are approached as we move into the 5th inning, and Bennett Hobbs, single to his resume so far today, steps in.
Yeah, starting to think that you've got it in the bag. That's never good. Got to stay focused.
1-1 pitch here to the senior Hobbs. Swings through that breaking ball. 1-2 count.
That one under 70 miles per hour, according to our scoreboard speedometer. That was only 69 miles an hour.
And that one fouled off to the right side.
And having that one was north of 80. So that differential, that's just difficult for a batter, because you got to be able to identify what's going on, and then it's so hard to hit when somebody's in a good flow.
And Shelton has definitely been in that flow today because, I mean, strikeout after strikeout. I believe I have him down at 8 for the game right now.
Could be number 9 on this next release.
Hobbs muscles that one to the right side, and it's going to fall just in fair territory. And his second hit of the game is a leadoff single here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, and this is Meade County would be encouraged here because it's a number 7 hitter, got on base, and traditional thinking, or what you would expect, all right, let's get back to the top of the order. We got our best hitters. But so far, the top 2 are 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. So they're going to need to step up if they get to the plate this inning. They'll have to do what they have been doing all year. Uh-oh.
Brown shows bunt, and Hobbs takes off, and he steals second base.
Oh.
They throw behind Bennett Hobbs there at first base, and as soon as he saw the throw come to first, he took off and ends up stealing the bag. Brown was showing bunt, and, he was in no man's land. As soon as he saw that throw, though, he was able to get himself to second base just in time. Now a runner in scoring position. Brown shows bunt, puts it down.
It's a great bunt.
Pitcher has to field it. The throw is just in time. Shelton with the play, throws it to the second baseman, Holmes, to retire Brown.
Fielder number 7, Talon Ledford.
I thought he was on because that bunt was perfection. Now, with advancing that runner, though, we've seen some fly balls carrying into the outfield. A fly ball in the air with the wind, that we could have a tie game.
Well, Talon Ledford, the left fielder, steps up, struck out swinging his first time. And a breaking ball outside. And this seems to be the formula that a lot of teams have taken with Ledford. Fastball is a pitch that he can hit. Breaking ball, make him hit the breaking ball until he proves he can. And they throw outside as halfway through that pitch, the middle infield just ran themselves in. The catcher tried to call time in the middle of that, but
yeah.
So now the infield plays all the way in, trying to cut down a run at home if necessary. 2-0 pitch to Ledford. Big cut comes up empty.
Coaches are going to be telling these guys to get up, pull the infield in, but with the way he swings the bat, that'd be a little nervy.
2-1 pitch to Ledford. Misses away, ball 3.
Just think about how optimistic Meade County's going to be about their chances in this inning if he can work his way to first base with a walk here.
It would open up a whole lot of tricks that they could run, as that one is a high fastball swung through and missed, and the count now runs full. There's a lot of different ways to score when you have just a runner at third, but when you have runners at first and third, you can put in a couple of different things as Ledford calls time, steps out, waiting on this 3-2 pitch. It'll be interesting to see if he goes back with that high fastball or tries the breaking ball on the outside corner. Fastball just gets a piece of it and fouls it straight back into the netting.
And remember, we talked about this before the game, only 4 walks all season for Shelton out there.
And that one too far up in the zone, and Ledford works a walk.
And that is difficult against that pitcher to do. I mean, when you think 5 walks all season, that's not a bad stat, but you would not have wanted that to be number 5.
Absolutely not. I mean, with the 9-hole hitter there, you want to get that. Ideally, you want to get that second out. But now with runners at the corners, 1 out, you have a lot of different plays that you can put on. If you're Meade County, you can try to steal your guy at first and maybe steal a run home on the play. Suicide squeeze, safety squeeze could be on in a situation like this. A lot of different things that could be running through the green wave minds right now.
Sure.
And defensively for Muhlenberg County, probably as much of a visit to the mound there, talking about defense as it was the pitching. I mean, Shelton has pitched a whale of a game so far. Probably not a whole lot to tweak there, but innings-wise, only coming in, throwing the 26 innings. He's, at least according to statistics, it doesn't look like he's stretched out too far over a lot of games, but
no.
It could be getting close to it here. So runner at first, runner at third. They throw over to first to check on Ledford, see if any kind of play is on. Stansberry didn't show bunt on that one.
Yeah, of course, if Shelton just does what he's done, strikes out the next 2 batters, which he's done all game, it'll be out of the jam.
Shows bunt. Stansberry puts it down the first base line. It's going to score a run. Stansberry is going to reach as he slides into first base. And runners at first and second now, and Meade County has knotted things up at 1.
Wow, what a call there. You're thinking maybe the squeeze, but he's not even going to be out with that hustle. I always wonder, do you gain any speed from sliding?
What just happened was probably one of the only times that you need to slide into first base, because you have to avoid possibly getting a tag there. They do have a courtesy runner coming in, number 23 for Meade County, Brody Roy's. But normally you want to run through that bag. You don't gain anything by diving. That might be the one time that if there could have been a bang-bang tag play there and Stansberry beats it out and fouled straight back here, fellow in front of me was going to catch that one. He had his hand up.
Yeah, you did too.
Yeah,
Double protected.
Always be prepared. Boy Scout, I believe.
Were you in the Scouts?
I didn't make it to Boy Scouts. I was a Cub Scout
Okay.
all the way through Webelos.
Okay.
So.
I was not in Scouts. Sometimes it's painfully obvious.
If you knew some of the things I was able to do in nature, you would question the Scouts and all the things that they taught. So
I need to see your merit badge.
I had a sash at one point, I
Okay.
think. But no, we didn't have sashes. They were sewed onto our onto our uniform. My mom sewed them on for me because I didn't know how to do that. Would have been helpful. Anyway, back to baseball here. Grayson Rhodes, 2-1 count. Swung on and fouls that one off, evens things at 2. Meade County with runners at first and second and only 1 out.
Yeah, great chance to extend, or well, not extend, to take the lead and potentially add a few more, especially if Rhodes can sort it out. 2 strikeouts earlier.
2-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted into right field. That's going to find a gap. 1 run will score. Rounding second, head into third. They're going to hold him up at the last second. And a 1-out double off the bat of Grayson Rhodes gives Meade County a 2-1 lead.
It's always fun to watch the third base coach because at first he was jumping up and down, waving, windmilling like he's got a guitar solo, but then says, well, maybe not. I think his base runner, he got caught up in the moment, and he wasn't maybe as fleet of foot as he thought.
It looked like off the bat maybe both Ledford and Roy's kind of held up a little bit. That ball that split the gap. Wasn't going to be close to caught, but I think they kind of hesitated a little bit. Ledford ended up scoring. Roy's now at third base, and Rhodes stands at second. And Jeffrey Johnson, who is 2 for 2 on the contest, swings through the first pitch for a strike.
You know something I'd like to see in a high school game? A cycle.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one in person. As that ball hit hard at third baseman up with it and throws it across. And probably one of the harder hit balls of the contest is fielded by Cartwright, and he gets the out as he throws across to Thomas.
I was trying to set up Johnson for he had the single, he had the double, and then I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry, Jeffrey.
The announcer jinx there.
That's a real thing, you know.
It is. I try to avoid unless it's in one of those games where I'm calling for Breck County. I'll try to put them on the other team every now and then. But
oh, you got to.
Ball lifted high into left field. Does it have a chance of getting out of here? It is off the wall. That ball just shy of getting out of here off the bat of Aiden Bratcher, but he drives in 2, and Meade County now with a 4-1 lead.
Wow. It's like this game turned into a piñata, and Meade County's got the stick.
And this is an offense that can score runs and kind of been dormant over the last 10 innings. They didn't score a single run in 7 innings of the championship game of the 11th district. They didn't score anything for the first 4 innings of this one, and now they have broken through for 4 here in the top of the 5th. And I guess if you're going to go through a drought, it's a good thing that you break out of it at this moment.
Sure.
They did have a courtesy runner. I didn't catch who ended up going down there to second base for Bratcher.
I didn't either. Don't ask me. My vision is. We already talked about that.
I'm going to guess Cale Redmond.
Okay.
He's one of their more consistent courtesy runners. So if it's not, we'll make an amendment somewhere later. But Josiah Pierce in the batter's box, 2 strikeouts looking so far.
Does look like a single-digit number on that courtesy runner.
That ball fouled off.
Turn around. I think you're right. I think I saw.
I think it's 4.
A glimpse of a 4. Look at you.
Well, that's 11th district bias right there. I've seen Meade County a few times this year and, ever. So finally pays off. 1-2 pitch here to Pierce. able to hold off of that one that dives into the carpet there and evens the count at 2-2. Meade County busting things open here with a 4 spot in the top of the inning and still a runner in scoring position. The pitch to Pierce is down and away, and a full count to Pierce.
He's trying to avoid striking out looking again.
That one was close, but goes his way. 3-2 pitch swung on, popped up on the infield. Shortstop is going to take charge. Ooh. And again with that wind, Carver Rice had a little bit of an adventure with it, but he puts it in his back pocket for the 3rd out. But Meade County with 4 runs in the inning. They collect 4 hits, no errors, and only 1 left on base. And the Green Wave of Meade County now set 3 runs ahead of Muhlenberg County.
Yeah, that was, as far as the narrative of this game goes, there's your plot twist from the pitching duel. Because suddenly, 4 runs, dynamic changes. We were talking before the inning, or before Meade County took the batter's box. Let me get my words out. Maybe there'd be a little nerves because you're facing such a great pitcher. Kind of get a little anxious, but my goodness, now it's totally flipped to the Mustangs.
And again, to repeat what I said for Muhlenberg County in the top half of the inning, if you're Meade County here, you're looking for quick outs. You're looking for good defense. As we've seen with the way this wind is blowing, you want to try to keep the ball down. If you are Aiden Stansberry, you don't want them to hit it in the air. Anything on the ground is good. Strikeouts are even better. But, yeah, try to keep the ball out of the air because, as we saw with the ball that Bratcher hit, it looked like off the bat may have been in the gap. That ball bounced right off the base of the wall. A couple of balls that have been hit in this game probably would have been easy fly balls in the first game. So the wind changing, even as we speak, a little bit more of a stiff wind out there is the first pitch from Stansberry. Misses for a ball, and I think we're back to the top of the order.
We are. That's DeBoer's in there. DeBoer. 2 strikeouts of his own.
So Meade County now with a 3-run lead, and that ball is swung. Thought it fouled off of DeBoer, but it doesn't. Picked up by Honecker and throws across.
It did look like he stopped.
I think he kind of fell down with his swing. Typically when that happens, it's a foul ball off the shin, but it didn't make contact. None of the umpires called it. Honecker does the right thing and just makes the play.
Yeah. No whistle in baseball, but certainly play to the whistle energy.
It was under the table on that one, that foul ball. Didn't quite make it to the net. I knew it was going to be
down
a short
there
hop.
Towards the knee, foot, ankle area.
Oh, those lower extremities. Meade County with a 3-run lead now. Muhlenberg County has a couple of pitchers up in their bullpen right now as Stansberry quickly ahead 0-2 here on Maddox Jernigan. And that one high and away for ball 1, 1-2 count.
I just can't take my eyes off that American flag in center field, just whipping left center, I should say.
And that's a call, strike 3 on the outside corner. Got the call from the catcher before we did from the home plate umpire. He knew what he had just caught, and that was strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got that being Stansberry's 6th strikeout of the game.
I second.
I was about to say, I thought I had him kept up with. That ball hit high in the air to left field, but measured and squeezed by Talon Ledford, and a quick 1-2-3 inning gets Meade County back into the dugout. They have a 4-1 lead after 5 innings here in the 3rd region opening round tournament. Winner of this one moves on to play Apollo on Tuesday, tomorrow at 5:30.
And what a, well, first of all, what a fun prize that is. You get to play Apollo. But either team, obviously, they're going to want to advance to the next round no matter who's there. But when you're looking for something from Muhlenberg County, maybe starting to get a little worried because that was the top of the order going 3 up, 3 down. And with the way things are going, we're on pace for – well, we're really on pace not to see him again.
The way that Stansbury's been pitching, he's done a really good job of limiting the chances that Muhlenberg County has had and doing a good job of keeping the good batters kind of having only a couple of chances here. So, yeah, with only 6 more scheduled outs that Muhlenberg has to work with, if Stansbury keeps on his current pace, it'll avoid that top half of the order again.
Yeah, I see a teal glove has come from right field into the pitcher's mound. So pitching change here.
Yeah, that will be Dalton Burgess coming in to pitch. The right-hander comes in with a 1.46 ERA, 38 1/3 innings pitched.
Yeah, I was, thinking about potential fun things to watch. Peyton Carey with his .35 ERA, 128 strikeouts, 22 walks. Meade County is potentially going to render that null and void.
Absolutely.
Might not even get to see him at this tournament.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it really is. There's a whole lot of strategy, a little bit more in baseball than there is in softball. In softball, you can pretty much run your best pitcher out there every single game. They do get a little bit of stamina issues after a little bit, but you try to hold off. You see the matchups at the beginning. You see, okay, I've got Apollo and Grayson in the same pod with me. Probably going to see Apollo in the second game. It's easy to kind of think forward, think ahead, and kind of you kind of play that chess match and end up beating yourself in some of those cases.
And that you can't win as a coach in that situation, because certainly people would say, well, what are we doing? We're not even but like you said, that you're just playing the kind of the I like the chess metaphor.
It is a little bit more mental than people give them credit for. As that first pitch comes in high to Honecker for ball 1. The 0-1 pitch, or excuse me, the 1-0 pitch fouled off, evens the count at 1-1. From personal experience, the Fighting Tiger state championship run that they had a few years ago, back in 2019. That ball flared into right field, and Honecker is going to have a foul ball. Just missed, probably having a double off that swing. When Breckinridge County had their run back in 2019, in the first round, they played Grayson County, a team that they had pretty much run through twice during the season. Ended up having to go to, at the time, probably their best pitcher, Preston Cottrell, and ended up throwing just enough innings that he wasn't available to pitch in the next game. Now, thankfully, they had a deeper bullpen then. They were able to use a couple of different pitchers to get and navigate through that. But then the flip side, as that ball is grounded to short, up with it, and the throw across is just not in time.
Oh.
All right, Honecker beats that one out. I thought that the stretch there by Thomas was enough to get the out, but first base umpire on top of that call makes the safe call immediately. And John Honecker reaches. Just to finish that, the flip side, they play Beechwood, who, if I remember correctly, had only lost one game the entire season. They had the state's best pitcher, and they elected not to pitch him. And things happen. We had a tie game, ended up having it delayed because of rain, had to come back the next day. They actually go to that pitcher, and Breckinridge County was able to put 4 runs on him, and they walk him off. But they left basically their ace on the bench until it was too late, and they went home only losing 2 games out of the season, and Breck County moved on to the Final Four. So you see a lot of those types of issues. Kind of, you start maybe your best, and then you hope maybe I can pull them early. Maybe I can avoid those pitch count things that pop up. That ball bunted and popped up. The catcher not going to have a chance to get to that one. Of course, the golden number you're looking at is 25 pitches. If a pitcher throws 25 pitches, they are ineligible to pitch the next day. They have to have at least 1 day of rest. After that, there's a cut line for 2 days. There's a cut line for 3 days. The maximum you can throw is 120 in a game.
Okay.
But a lot of times you'll see pitchers like, why did they pull that guy? Well, it's in hopes that they can use them again later. As that ball is bunted, misfielded by Burgace, and that's going to be an infield. That's a sacrifice, an error on the pitcher, and Bennett Hobbs reaches for the third time.
Yeah, he was one that kind of got things kicked off for that 4-run top of the 5th.
Yeah, he had that flare out in the right field, and Gavin Brown ended up laying down a bunt after Hobbs stole second base, almost inadvertently, and that's a play that we really kind of just glossed over. But Bennett Hobbs was dead to rights. He was picked off.
Oh yeah.
He should have been out, but by throwing behind him, it gave him the chance to move up a base. He took it, and Meade County from there, they were able to put 4 on the board, and they have a 3-run lead. And we're going to see another pitching change here as Muhlenberg County is going to bring on a new arm. I haven't seen a number yet, so when we get that number, we'll tell you who it is.
I think it's Cartwright.
14. Talon Cartwright.
I think, but again, vision is not my strong suit.
Hasn't quite turned his back to us yet.
And they have some interesting script with their numbers on those uniforms too. Very distinct.
Yeah, the blue on black is kind of hard to see that, but yeah, it is Talon Cartwright. So Talon Cartwright going to come in, started the game as the third baseman, now going to come in and pitch for the Mustangs.
Trying to locate the teal glove. He may have.
I would assume he went back to right field, Burgeis, but it's kind of a crapshoot every now and then trying to figure out. Maddox Brannigan is now Maddox Brannon. I mixed his name and Jernigan together, but Maddox Brannon is now the third baseman.
Okay.
Cartwright now the pitcher. Looks like Burgace did go back to right field.
Ah, yes. Old teal glove.
And everybody else seems to be about the same, so we'll go with that. Cartwright comes in 32 1/3 innings pitched, a 2.60 ERA, 42 strikeouts to 10 walks, so 4-1 on that.
Definitely, Muhlenberg County is looking to say we cannot allow anything else. That the quick hook, and here we got Cartwright trying to put out the fire.
Gavin Brown shows bunt, lays it down the third base line, but it's going to roll foul.
Is this Meade County's bunting pedigree?
I have a
feeling
true? we are about to see a bunting exposition here over the next couple of batters. Brown laid down a successful bunt his last time up.
He did, yeah, with that.
And he'll step back in. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning, and Meade County threatening again. Runners at first and second. And they are in, bunted right back at the pitcher. The pitcher picks it up, double and triple pumps, but eventually makes the throw to first base to retire Brown.
Yeah, almost just implodes there, but manages to get the out.
Just about spiked himself doing all the thought he was going to go to third, pump, and then almost tripped over himself, but threw it a strike over there to first to get the out on the sacrifice, 1-4. And Talon Ledford, who walked his last time up, comes up 0 for 1 on the game. Infield brought way in on this play. Double play is not in order now as both runners did move up. So 1-0 pitch misses way up.
You certainly don't want to load him up for Stansberry, who was able to kind of shake off his early game struggles.
Delivered a big single his last time up, and then Rhodes after him followed with a double. And Ledford looked like that one was just a little bit slower than a fastball. I don't think there was much break on it, but got him out in front for a strike. 2-1 pitch here as Ledford waits on the pitch from Cartwright, and a breaking ball that is fouled off to the left-hand side. And start seeing Owensboro Catholic walking in as they'll be part of our third game here in our 4-game extravaganza here.
The rare quadruple header.
Memorial Day special from the 3rd region, as that's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and Talon Ledford is retired on strikes. And that's why you put Cartwright out there. Cartwright came in with good strikeout numbers, and he's able to get the strikeout to get the second out of the inning, and now just one batter away from getting Muhlenberg back into the dugout without allowing a run. Stansberry, first pitch breaking ball, misses away, 1-0 count.
Haven't seen Edmondson County yet, but they may be behind our field of vision.
Next game slated to start at 4 p.m. as that one misses high. And again, you can catch all these games live here on Breck Live on YouTube. Follow along as we crown a champion of the 3rd region over the next couple of days. Another one high in the zone, 3-0.
And Rhodes in the on-deck area is going to be thinking about his last at-bat where he cranked one.
And Stansberry sees 4 pitches out of the zone and walks his way down to first base to load him up. Yeah, Grayson Rhodes drilled one into that right center field gap. Drove 2 in on that one, and in this case, if he does it, it might score 3 because with 2 outs, any contact, Meade County is going to be moving. They do bring Brody Royce back out to courtesy run. So big spot here for Muhlenberg County. If they're going to keep their chances of coming back in this game, they got to get an out here. And the first pitch is out of the zone. Cartwright only came in with 10 walks on the season, so
yeah,
5 straight out of the zone. Little atypical. Another one out, 6 straight balls.
And that just makes it easier for the batter, because if you know a strike is coming, you can wait for one that you want to hit.
And that's 7 straight out of the zone.
Ooh. Oh, no matter what, you take this pitch?
I think you look one spot. If you don't see it, you take it. And he didn't see it, and it's 8 straight out of the zone. And Grayson Rhodes walks in a run. RBI walk, which you don't see very often. Honecker comes in to score, and they're still loaded for Jeffrey Johnson, who is 2 for 3.
Oh, yeah.
And even in that 1 out, hit a hard shot to third base the last time.
Yeah, he just the third baseman fortunate that it was straight to him.
5-1 green wave, and a breaking ball is going to be a call strike. After 8 straight out of the zone, comes back with a breaking ball of all pitches to get the first strike. So just never know.
Never know.
Fastball swung through and fouled back into the catcher's mitt, and now 2 straight strikes.
And this is almost got to have it. You got to get out here.
Breaking ball hit to the left side. Third base is going to field it. Step on the bag, and that will end the inning. Meade County does score 1. They push their lead to 5-1. They leave the bases loaded here in the inning after collecting only one run on one hit there and one error against Muhlenberg County.
So I'm going to go into the crystal ball here. Let's look at Muhlenberg County. They obviously can't afford to give up any more runs to Meade County. Do you go to carry and just hope you can keep it under that 25 pitch number?
I think at this point, especially if you score any kind of runs or you put any kind of offense together, I think you have to. I think you have to do whatever you can do to keep Meade County from putting up any more runs. If they put up anything in the 7th inning and you're down 4, 5, 6 runs, the hill becomes way exponentially harder to climb. And so it's not what you want to do, but sometimes it's what you have to do because, you know, this is the last game of the season. Can't hold anything back. If you lose, it's over.
Do you watch any soccer?
I have. I've watched Welcome to Wrexham. That's about as much soccer savvy as I am.
Wrexham just promoted into the EFL League One out of League Two.
I had a feeling that's where the season was headed. Did
I just spoil it for you?
Not completely. I mean, you see things. You see things that happen. They haven't quite made it there in the season, but they were definitely playing well enough to move up. But
I was going to make talk about a penalty shootout in the soccer world. I'll do that in between innings because it'll take a little time. I don't want to take away from the game. Woo!
First pitch swinging there. Coming out was Deacon Addis, and he sees one pitch and delivers it right back up the middle for a leadoff single.
Now batting a shortstop, number 2, Sumner Shelton.
It's like Addis is going to get a courtesy runner.
Well, this will actually be a straight pitch runner since he's a designated hitter.
Ah, okay.
So Easton Mefford.
So courtesy is for the pitcher and the catcher.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that doesn't count against any of your substitutions. You can pull those guys out. But as far as
this does.
Yes.
Okay.
So with Easton Mefford, he will run this time, and I'm sure when Addis comes back to hit, he'll re-enter the game.
Okay. That's his one time coming out.
Yes.
Coming back in. Yeah.
But for Mefford, once he completes this, however far his journey takes him on the base path, this will complete his day of work.
He's hoping for a full rotation. Coming back to where, well, I don't know, full rotation, he'd be back to first because that's where he started.
Well, if he made it all the way
for
back.
a three, if I rotate this figure 270 degrees.
That's, that's how much you want. Good math brain right there.
Well, thank you. There was
Oh, no, you're good.
So there's a time, but that time is not now. I got lucky.
That's a 3-0 pitch that catches the inside corner, taking a 3-1. Sumner Shelton's going to flare that one off into right field. It's going to split the outfielders. Mefford is going to move up to third. Shelton is held to a single, but back-to-back singles off the bats of these Mustang hitters, and they are not giving in so easily as they have runners on the corner, nobody out. And Talon Cartwright now, who has 2 hits of his own.
Okay, the chess match is going to shift to Meade County. How long before we see a mound visit from the – obviously, this is not too bad. They got a little bit of a lead, but players down the order are starting to figure out the to this point, this great performance from Stansbury. How long are you going to let him stay out there?
And if you look at the Meade County pitching situation, of course, it hurts that they don't have their ace. And I keep going back to him. Lucas Hale makes a a heck of a difference.
No pun. Go for a pun there.
No pun intended. I mean, he makes a tremendous difference. But Stansbury and Grayson Rhodes have pitched really well for this team. You would really like to stay away from Grayson Rhodes, if possible, if you're Meade County, because you do want to save. Again, you want to try to save one arm if you advance. So Stansbury's going to get a little bit more of a rope as that ball hits the third base bag. It's going to be fair. 1 run scores. And Muhlenberg cuts into this, now a 5-2 ball game. Couldn't have rolled it down there any more precise. Hit the third base bag and kicked over the glove of Honecker. 3 straight singles. And now runner in scoring position. Jake Creek, actually the runner at second base now, as he pinch ran for Shelton. And a little summit here at the mound as we now down to a 3-run ball game, and now one swing could tie this ball game up.
That would be some high drama here on the first day of the third region tournament.
And looking at our first round matchups, this was the one that a lot of people had circled as far as, this was the one they thought was going to be the most interesting, depending on how things went. Meade County definitely has the arms to compete. They have some offense to compete. Muhlenberg, obviously they're ranked high in the state. They're top 20 in the state. So impressive resume throughout the season. But when two teams get together, this was the matchup that kind of looked most enticing, and it has definitely held up to its end of the bargain right now.
Yeah, and after that visit, no change. No change. I haven't watched a lot of high school baseball this season. I've seen some games. If there's a mound visit and then the pitcher's not taken out, I feel like more often than not it doesn't go well for the pitcher and that next batter.
There's usually a lot of times it's a defensive, trying to talk to the defense about what kind of things you can do as far as, okay, if it's hit to you at third, where are you going to take the ball? The pitcher knows what they need to do more often than not. So that ball popped up into shallow center field, actually medium depth. But Pierce is going to squeeze that one for the first out of the inning.
Out.
We did have a pinch runner go in over there for Talon Cartwright. Actually, it wouldn't be a pinch since he's now the pitcher. I guess he would be a courtesy runner, but I can't see who it is. So 16, Luke Harden is over there at first base. So Harden at first and Creek at second. A backdoor curveball catches the outside corner for a strike. Stansbury has thrown that breaking ball really well today, and that's another example of it. That one comes into the kitchen a little bit too much.
There is some action out in the bullpen for the Mustangs, and that's that blue on black. I see 22. That is Carey, who's just finished warming up.
Big swing and a miss, goes with the high fastball. And if you're Meade County, you want either a strikeout or you would take a ground ball up the middle to maybe roll 2 here. Trying to stay out of that if you're Muhlenberg, and that's a pitch right on the outside corner. And
the fans trying to speak that one into existence.
Those people in green not happy with that one. 2-2 pitch.
Oh, he might have checked his swing. Maybe not.
A little bit of a half swing. They're going to check down to third base. Third base umpire says that there was no swing. And Bratcher's a really good catcher as far as calling for that kind of the check. He did that earlier this season on a pitch that I didn't think was even close to being a check swing. He initiated it very quickly, and then the umpire maybe didn't have time to even think about it, but went ahead and called it. So sometimes you catch them off guard, they'll give you the call that you want. Fouled off there, and now a full count. Try it again here to Carver. The pitch misses high, ball 4.
Loads him up.
And so now the go-ahead run strolls to the plate.
Second baseman number 15, Cortland Holmes.
And Cortland Holmes, 0 for 2, couple of ground outs up the middle.
Oh, Meade County would love to see that now.
Absolutely.
Get out of the inning. Oh, think about how just devastating it could be to the Mustangs if that did happen. I think we play the if game all day, but right now you can clearly feel from the light blue fans to our left, they've got hope. Hope's a funny thing in the sports world.
They'll send
Courtesy running number 11, Miles Murphy.
number 11, Miles Murphy, is the courtesy runner. And a first pitch misses out of the zone for a ball. Corners in for Meade County, as if the ball hit the third or first, they might come home with it. And that one just about caught Holmes in the hip.
You got to wonder because he jumped out of the way. I think he would have hit him if he'd stayed in there. He jumps back. That's hard to say, though. I mean,
It is hard to say in the moment,
Yeah.
but we kind of hoped he'd turn his hip into that one just a little bit. But 3-0 now, as he's one pitch away from driving in a run with a walk.
this will be the most celebrated walk of the season if this one actually comes to be.
It'll take him back to the top of the order with the bases loaded. 3-0 pitch. Misses out of the zone, ball 4. And a run walks home and narrows the gap just a little bit more now. A 5-3 game in favor of Meade County.
Man, sports sometimes can write a script like Hollywood cannot. And so here we've got DeBoer having a terrible game by his standards. 2 strikeouts, a ground out. But now he's got a chance to forget all that early game noise and give his team, a hit to the outfield is going to tie the game. If it's on the ground through the gap, it's going to give them the lead.
And Meade County is going to make a change here, but it is a change in order to get Talon Ledford out to the bullpen. Talon Ledford is going to go out to the bullpen. They're going to bring, I want to say it was number 13.
Now batting the center fielder, number 99.
But I don't.
DeBoer.
It's not 13 because that's Grayson Rhodes. So I didn't
Yeah.
catch the number. We have a new left fielder for Meade County.
Wow, and this is just, by the time he's ready to go, it might be too late.
That's the danger that you run into here. So really, it could go any way. One pitch can change a whole lot here. With the bases loaded and 1 out, and the top of the order, Eli DeBoer, 0 for 3, facing Stansberry. The pitch swung on and ripped foul out in front of that ball, and the runner over there at third base, probably thankful that one avoided him.
Yeah.
It might have put a little bit of a hole through him.
Mm-hmm.
0-1 pitch. Checks his swing, and it's a ball.
That contact was so clean, just a little foul.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch. Swing and a miss as Stansberry goes up in the zone. And DeBoer is unable to make contact. 1-2 count. Stansberry gets the sign from Bratcher. And the 1-2 pitch. That one low and evens the count at 2-2.
Ledford desperately getting his arm loose out there over the right field fence.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and just got a piece of it.
Just got it.
The tiniest sliver of aluminum makes contact, and DeBoer stays alive. Ooh, that one just inside, almost clipped the hitter. But now we have an action pitch, 3-2. Something's got to give. Stansberry stares in, and his full count offering swung on and fouled off.
Oh, I love it. It just raises the tension.
both sides with anticipation for this next pitch.
People recording on their phones. It's madness in the second game today.
Stansbury's 3-2 pitch. Swung on, dribbled towards Honecker. Honecker with it, throws home. They will get the out as the home plate umpire was just confirming that Bratcher had held onto the ball. It was a force out at home. No tag needed. Honecker kind of lollipopped that ball in as opposed to just a regular throw. I think that
made it a little more tense than it needed to be.
Yeah, but they do get the out at home. Bases are still loaded, though, as DeBoer gets over to first base on the fielder's choice. And Max Brannon, in his first at-bat, came into the game for Maddox Jernigan. Brannon, a .273 hitter on the season. And no bigger spot than right now for Brannon.
Oh, that was a swing that I don't want to be too harsh, but it looked like it lacked belief.
It was one that he wished he had back, I think. He kind of sort of checked that one halfway through, but a 1-1 count now. Stansbury's pitch lifted into right field, going over his Hobbs, and he's not going to get it up against the fence. 1 run will score. Muhlenberg County with a second run. They'll round third and head for home to play the plate. Not in time. And a 3-run double off the bat of Maddox Brannon has given Muhlenberg County a 6-5 lead.
Oh, it's devastating for Meade County. Unable to get the pitching change because they had to take a position player off the field to go to the bullpen. He's coming out now, but we may not see the Mustangs bat again after this. If Meade County can't turn this back over in the top of the 7th, man, you got to think, did they wait too long to start the warm-up process?
It's one of those what-ifs that will probably be thought by the Meade County folks for quite a while, but a 5-run 6th inning by the Mustangs, and they have taken a 1-run lead. I can't say enough about that at bat. That hit there by Brannon, just absolutely great job going with that pitch. That's a pitch that's easy to roll over if you try to pull the ball. He hit it into right field exactly where it was pitched, and with that wind, it took it to the fence. Hobbs had no chance of catching it or getting to it before it hit the fence, and they were boot scooting around and end up taking a 1-run lead on that one.
And something else that's even more problematic for Meade County, well, you know who's coming onto the mound in the top of the 7th is Peyton Carey.
You would assume that they would stay with that script as they have now taken the 6-5 lead. He could come in. You hope, if you're a Muhlenberg fan, you hope for less than 25 pitches, but if you're Meade County, you've got the heart of your order. You got 4, 5, and 6 coming up in the top of the 7th, so they're not dead yet.
Not yet.
But the important thing is they got to get out of this inning as Talon Ledford will come in to pitch now. Big left-handed pitcher here, big strong arm.
And I feel for Stansbury, who had been having a great game on the mound. Started strong up until this inning. Just great work as we get quite a gust coming through the 10th row.
Ledford, the lefty, going to face the left-hander Logan Thomas, who is the 9th hitter of the inning for Muhlenberg County. First pitch swinging, popped up to the right side. Hobbs is going to take charge of it and squeeze it, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. But Muhlenberg County, 5 runs on the inning, and they take a 6-5 lead into the 7th. I mean, you want drama? There you go. There's your drama.
And all that, Ledford throws 1 pitch.
That's all they needed, 1 pitch.
Yeah. Oh, I think they would have loved to have had him throw about 10. Get him out there 1 batter early, or 2 batters early. Oh.
And Muhlenberg County coming back out and trying to check here as it does look like number 22, Peyton Carey, is going to come in to pitch.
Going to look to shut the door.
128 strikeouts for this kid.
That is impressive.
Almost 80 innings pitched and 128 strikeouts opposed to 22 walks. So not only is he in the zone, but he's thrown it past you for the most part, or thrown it to where you can't hit it, one or the other.
Only 4 earned runs he's allowed all season.
Absolutely. Absolutely the arm that you want on the hill if you're Muhlenberg County to try to close things out. But two things stand in their way, the middle of the Meade County order, and they've done their job so far. Aiden Bratcher with a double. Pierce flew out the last time, but Honecker with a single. They've gotten on base, so looking to try to push Muhlenberg here to either tie things up or try to get back in the lead, as Muhlenberg took a 1-0 lead in the 4th inning, and then Meade County answered with 4 runs in the 5th, scored another one in the top of the 6th, and Meade County left the bases loaded. Left the bases loaded there in the top of the 6th. Not necessarily a situation where it was a chance for them to just kind of put their foot down on the pedal and run away with it, but it was an opportunity to pad the lead, and Muhlenberg did just enough to get out of it, and then offensively they picked it up with 5 runs in the bottom half of the inning, and that first pitch out of the hand of Peyton Carey is a ball.
An 87-mile-per-hour ball.
That is the fastest pitch we've seen thrown, as he throws another one that Bratcher swings through and misses.
I'm keeping a pitch count for him, just for fun.
And if anybody is left over from Apollo, I'm sure that they are also keeping close tabs on it, as they would love nothing more than to see him throw just one too many pitches.
He's up to 4 already.
Aiden Bratcher takes the 3-1 pitch outside for ball 4. And Meade County with the lead off runner on board.
It's best case scenario. Well, I mean, I guess best case would be a home run, but you take that start. Meade County take that start.
You take base runners however you can get them at this point. You tell some of your guys, yeah, I know it's an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, but if it gets a little close, a bruise is worth it at this point.
Yeah.
Bratcher's actually going to run for himself. No courtesy runner at this point. And wild pitch. And Bratcher's going to move up to second base. So without aid of a hit or any kind of sacrifice, Meade County with a runner in scoring position, the tying run. And
Carey may be used to – he might be used to starting from go. This may be I don't know how much relief he's done this year in a high-stakes situation, defending a one-run lead, maybe have some saves, have to put a check in for that. But he's thrown 6 pitches already.
They show bunt, and that's a ball. Pierce pulls back. First base is crashing hard on that bunt, as maybe having a tag play over at third base if they can field it cleanly. 2-0 pitch, shows bunt again, pulls back, and that's another one out of the zone.
So you can easily take 2 pitches here, because his control, he's thrown 1 strike in his 8 pitches so far.
I would think that definitely taking 1 here, and unless they keep the bunt on for the 3-1 pitch. He's going to show bunt. He's not going to bunt at it. Might be the best pitch he ends up seeing.
Yeah. This next pitch will be his 10th.
That ball bunted. Carey's going to be the only one that can field it. The lefty up with it and throws.
Not in time.
And runners at first and third now with nobody out, as an excellent bunt there by Josiah Pierce. And a little bit of a hindrance with it being a left-handed pitcher, a little bit harder throw to make. And Pierce moves very quickly down the line, and now on the corners, nobody out. carry. This is his 15th game that he's pitched. He started 12, so
Okay.
only a couple of relief appearances, no saves to his credit. But, yeah, definitely more of a maybe starter's mentality here. They show bunt again, bunted right back at the pitcher, a safety squeeze on there. They do move Pierce up into scoring position, but they are unable to score a run on that. So Honecker sacrifice bunt, 1-3 on the putout. And Bennett Hobbs, who has been on base all 3 times, the lone senior in the lineup. And again, you're talking about writing Hollywood scripts. For a senior, you can't write one much better than this, to face one of the better pitchers in the 3rd region and have a chance to either tie or take the lead as he takes a first pitch breaking ball for a call strike. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss as that one dives out of the zone. And he is working as quickly as allowed. Home plate umpire making him slow down just a touch. 0-2 pitch. Hobbs starts the hands, but holds up on that 86-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss as he took a little off of that one. And now 2 away in the inning. And Gavin Brown, the second baseman.
He's bunted a lot this game, but
he has.
not now.
And we'll see what the play is here. Third base playing about even with the bag. First pitch, swing and a miss.
That's 16 pitches thrown. So if he can get this through this at bat, he'll be good to go for tomorrow.
0-1 pitch, swung on and hit to shortstop. Slow ball hit there, but the throw across is in time. And Muhlenberg County comes back from behind to take this opening round contest against Meade County by a final score of 6-5.
Wow, that was a spectacular game. We had it all, really. Great defense and great pitching at the start. Then we had this offensive explosion around the 5th and 6th inning. Had the added wrinkle of a real ace starting pitcher having to come in to close it down, successfully so. Just kind of your heart breaks for Meade County. I'm sure the Meade County fans' hearts are broken because that was a game that they got to feel like they could have had it.
You look back to the 6th inning, the top of the 6th, where the bases were loaded for Meade County. They had a chance to extend the lead, push things maybe out of reach for Muhlenberg County. They were unable to accomplish that. And then Muhlenberg County, you got credit to them. We talked about substitutes coming in, being ready to play. The big hit comes from somebody that started the game on the bench. Maddox Brannon comes into the game, gets a big hit, and Muhlenberg County celebrates here at home plate as they will move on to the semifinals of the 3rd region tournament. Doesn't get much easier as they will take on Apollo in the next round, but again, you can't win the second game unless you win the first game, and Muhlenberg able to advance by a final score of 6-5.
And if we get another game like that today, we'll be truly fortunate. What a great game.
Good season for Meade County as they'll finish things up at 19-19. A lot of good players coming back for that team. Only one senior in the starting lineup. Also, they'll return one of their best pitchers as he'll come back from rehab and be ready to go. Meade County is going to be a tough out next year. They will probably walk in as one of the top teams of the 3rd region, so they've got nothing to hold their head low about. They played a heck of a ball game. Just one ball goes the other way for Muhlenberg County, and that's how Muhlenberg and the Mustangs move on, and they'll face the Eagles of Apollo tomorrow night. So I think that'll wrap things up for this part of the broadcast. We will take a beat here. Next game is scheduled to start at 4 p.m. We'll have Owensboro Catholic taking on Edmondson County here. So if you'll tune back in around 4 o'clock. We'll have all that info out on Twitter and YouTube. So join us for that one. Looking forward to that one again, Rob.
Yeah, we'll be back soon. Stay tuned.